Dear students, welcome to the part 4 of free consent series. In the previous videos, we have already talked about coercion, undue influence, fraud and misrepresentation. And in this video, let's talk about mistake. Committing an error is very much natural and it's part of human character, isn't it? Yes, that is also recognized by Indian Contract Act. See, Section 20 of Indian Contract Act 1872 talks about mistake. It says mistake is an erroneous belief about something. Okay, now that means two parties are entering into a contract and they both are under a mistaken belief about something. Okay, now this mistake is broadly classified into mistake of law and mistake of fact. So let's talk about mistake of fact. Mistake of fact can be bilateral mistake of fact and unilateral mistake of fact. But in both the cases, the treatment is slightly different. A bilateral mistake is one where both the parties are under a mistake. For example, A entered into a contract with B. Both of them had a mistaken belief about the subject matter of the contract or the possibility of the performance. Okay, so such mistakes are also known as mutual mistakes. And in order to prove a bilateral mistake of fact, there are three conditions to be satisfied. Let's see. First, there must be a mutual mistake. That means both the parties were under a mistake. Second one, the mistake must be about a fact. Third condition says that this mutual mistake of fact will be a ground for making the contract void, provided that fact upon which there is a mistake must be a significant fact as far as the contract is concerned. Okay, is it clear? Okay, then a bilateral mistake can be as to the subject matter of the contract. In T. Singh versus S. Singh 1998 3 SCC 471, Supreme Court said bilateral mistake of fact as to subject matter can be about the existence of subject matter, price of the subject matter, quantity and quality of the subject matter also. Okay. Again, a bilateral mistake of fact can also be as to the possibility of performance. I'll give you two examples for both these type of mistakes. The first one, A enters into an agreement with B. What is the agreement? That A will sell goods which are coming by a ship. A and B did not know that the ship is already damaged and therefore they both were under a mistaken belief. This is an example of mistake as to the possibility of performance, isn't it? The classic case of Krell versus Henry is about such a circumstance where one person rented out a flat to watch a ceremony which was cancelled. Okay, now let's talk about mistake as to subject matter. A had a painting and A believed it to be of a very famous painter. B purchased the painting thinking that the painting belongs to that famous painter. But later they both realized that the painting was just an imitation. There was a mutual mistake of fact, and this mutual mistake of fact was about the subject matter of the contract. Okay, so one thing is clear, mistake can be as to the subject matter, mistake can be as to the possibility of performance, but If the mistake is a mutual mistake and the fact is significant as far as the contract is concerned, the contract can be void. Okay. Now let's talk about unilateral mistakes. Okay. A unilateral mistake, as its name indicates, is a kind of mistake where only one party is under a mistake. And such mistakes are generally not considered as excusable, because when only one party has committed a mistake, the general presumption is that that party was negligent. The party did not take care. And therefore, generally unilateral mistakes are not excusable. But at the same time, there are some specific circumstances where a unilateral mistake can also be void. Let's see what are they. Okay. In Smith versus Hughes, I have written here the case law. It was held that if the mistake is committed only by one party, that is a unilateral mistake, and a unilateral mistake will not make the contract void. Okay. Now again I have written mistake as to nature of contract and mistake as to identity of a person. Okay. Mistake as to nature of contract takes place when one party enters into a contract thinking that it is something else. For example, in Surat Chandra versus Rani Lal in 1921, party entered into the contract under a mistaken belief that it is a gift deed, but later it turned out to be a sale deed. So in this case, the court held that this is a unilateral mistake of fact, but still it is a mistake as to the nature of the contract, and therefore the contract is void. Now next is mistake as to identity of a person. This is actually a very interesting thing to happen, because A enters into a contract with B thinking that B is a film star, but actually it turned out to be that B is a businessman having the same name. People can have similar names, they can have same names also, isn't it? Yeah. So similar thing happened in Kandi versus Lindsay, where the contract was entered into and one party thought that they are entering into a contract with one specific company with which they were ready or they were waiting to enter into a contract, but they later realized that this is not that company. The court said that unilateral mistake as to identity of a person can also be void. Okay, but in Lewis versus Avery in 1972, the court made it very clear that in order to make a contract void in case of mistake as to identity of a person, it has also to be proved that the identity of the person was a significant fact as far as the contract is concerned. So, in another case, it happened that a party supplied goods to one person thinking that he is another person. It was a case of mistaken identity, but the court said that in that particular case, identity of a person is not an important fact, and therefore the contract cannot be void. Isn't it? Is it clear? Yes. So, unilateral mistake generally will not make a contract void. That was held in Smith versus Hughes. But at the same time, there are two exceptions to this rule, that mistake as to nature of contract and mistake as to identity of a person. In both these cases, a unilateral mistake of fact can also make the contract void. Okay, now let's see. Broadly, mistakes are divided as mistake of fact and mistake of law. Now, mistake of law can also be divided into mistake of Indian law and mistake of foreign law. Okay, and mistake of Indian law will not be considered as an excuse. This general principle is that ignorantia juris geminum excusat. This Latin maxim says that ignorance of law cannot be an excuse. What is the problem if ignorance of law is considered to be an excuse? People will commit wrongs and they will always claim that I did not know about it. That cannot be allowed, isn't it? And therefore, ignorance of law is not an excuse, and therefore, an Indian is supposed to know the law of the land. If he doesn't know, that is his problem. And therefore, mistake of Indian law is not considered as an excuse, and therefore the contract will not be void. But a mistake of foreign law will be considered as mistake of fact, and therefore mutual mistake of foreign law will be considered as an excuse, and such contracts will be void. Is it clear now? Okay. So in this lecture we have learned about mistakes and the classification of mistakes as to mistake of fact and mistake of law. At the end of the day, this is clear to us that a bilateral mistake of fact will make the contract void. A unilateral mistake of fact will make the contract only in some specific circumstances. A mistake of law, when it is Indian law, not an excuse, but a mistake of foreign law will be considered as mistake of fact. That's all about mistake today. We will see again with another topic. Till then, bye. But do remember to put your questions in the comment box below. And to watch the previous videos, I have already put the link in the description box. Do watch them. Thank you.